So 3 now, we start with the big national story that we have been following overnight. 3 people, including a child and a TV news reporter, were killed in a shooting spree in Florida. The suspect, a 19-year-old man, now charged with murder. Police say his motive is still unclear. Just moments ago, Spectrum News, where that reporter worked, released the name of the reporter who was killed, Dylan Lyons. We are learning much more about him this morning, but we want to go first to 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald. And Amy, you're getting some more details about this disturbing story. What have we learned?
Yes, obviously we now know that reporter's name, and we know that they were simply just doing their job, reporting live on the scene when a gunman suddenly opened fire, and that journalist wasn't the only one who was killed in this string of shootings. Now, to kind of take things back, this started late Wednesday morning. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says deputies initially responded to a woman who was in her 20s, and she was shot and killed by 19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses. Detectives went there, cleared the scene just a few hours later, but authorities were still out looking for Moses at the time. Meantime, news crews remained in that Orlando neighborhood where that first shooting happened that evening to report on the case updates. Moses allegedly came back to the neighborhood and fired at news crews, killing that reporter from the local Spectrum news station. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says Moses also entered another house then and shot a woman and her 9-year-old daughter. That child has died this morning, and her mother is still in critical condition. And as these details kind of develop, detectives, they're still working to figure out why Moses returned to the neighborhood in the first place.
The suspect is not saying much right now. It is unclear if he knew they were news media or not. We're still trying to work all of that out.
And again, as of this morning, still no word on any possible motive for either of these shootings that are related. But the Orange County Sheriff says Moses does have a lengthy criminal record. Back to you.
Authorities, Amy, describing these shootings as sickening and saddening. Indeed. Thank you for that report. Meantime, as we mentioned, the reporter has now been identified as Dylan Lyons. He was born and raised in Philadelphia, but Spectrum News says that he made Central Florida his home, and he was doing what he loved, anchoring and reporting the news. Certainly a lot of journalists can relate, knowing that we do this job because we love what we do, but we also know the risks that can sometimes come with the job. The shooting has hit the media at the scene very hard. We're actually hearing from one reporter who really had to hold back tears during her live shot.
I'm not even going to turn the camera because there are people here who knew that reporter, who his fiance and I were just embracing. But I will say this. It is nice to see all the media. We come together in solidarity in this moment. This is every reporter's absolutely worst nightmare.
Spectrum News also saying that Dylan was very close with his mother and oftentimes posting on social media how thankful he was for his mom helping him get to this point. You can look for more coverage on CBS Mornings coming away at 7 a.m. Spectrum's parent company, Charter Communications, also released a statement late into the night saying, in part, that we are deeply saddened by the loss of our colleague and other lives senselessly taken today. We remain hopeful that our other colleague who was injured will make a full recovery.